Alright, let's welcome everyone and let's start where we left last time. Let's load our JNSQ file and let's play. Okay, so here we are. We have a vessel recovery ongoing. And so last thing we did was launching yet another sending rocket to the sea to test a Juno engine, and we also tried to test the radial decoupler, but we failed to do so because we staged it wrong, and the game didn't recognize the staging. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this last contract real quick. Also, we still have the decoupler here. Let's recover it. So while we do so, we will also get another contract to do something while we are there. So what do we have? Could test thumper in flight. No, thank you. This we could test a liquid hydrogen engine while splashdown. That's very lucrative, but that's also difficult because I expect it to be big. Then we could also just test the liquid hydrogen engine on the ground. Or we could test a Valiant while splashdown. That's what I'm going to do. And then I promise we'll stop doing these contracts after I get this last mission done. Edit. The Valiant is built in this design, so that's fine. We just need to add back the decoupler. So decoupler, TT38K radial decoupler. Also, we can do away with the oceanography experiment since it doesn't work. Which also means that the mystery goo is just not flying because it's not needed. It was there because I wanted to use it because the oceanography experiments uses produces a material sample which needs to be stored somewhere, and I wanted to store it in the mystery goo, but apparently you can't do that. Also, we won't need these many batteries. Oh wait. I don't want to. I want to keep the batteries because this way I can recover them when the mission is finished and the rocket is retired. So now we have to. I don't really know how. I should really research exactly how to edit things efficiently with Kerbal construction time, but basically, yeah, I won't change the rocket basically at all. Hello there, in-flight anomaly. Nice to see you. Uh, what's happening to your KSP, Artin? Right, let's put a decoupler here. Let's fill the tanks. It's amazing. And also let's check our staging. fine. Pressure goes here. Valiant engine, so save edits. Let's get everything done. And let's hope the decoupler contract does not expire, because that will suck. Come on, build it. And here we go, here we go. Roll out. Oh, I needed to scrap the jet engine because that was an experimental part from another contract, and we can't launch unless we move it. So let's do just that. This will be bad for the flight schedule, since it will take some time. So now let's grab it there. Oh, it's not take. It just takes 45 seconds to get to remove a part. That's convenient. Right, literally 45 seconds. Okay, now we can roll it out. We are on, vehicle is on the pad, so let's get take control and let's fly it. Besides, these contracts are actually not, they are kind of tedious, but they have the nice little bonus that they give you like 1 science point each. So quietly in the background, our science experience is going up. We have 7.5 points, which is nice. So full total. And we are ready to fly. Go. Okay, we have no interest in maximizing flight time, since that. All right. Hi, Francesco. We are doing some contract with some part testing that has to happen at sea. So we are launching a rocket that will splash down in the water just near the KSC to get everything done. No, I'm not using real fuels. I had considered it, but basically, what happened was that most engines were just Kerbal's, and so I thought it didn't add much value to the game, and also it messed up with other stats as well. So for example, I could just edit a crew pod to have a disproportionate amount of battery power just by typing the value I wanted, and that would have really ruined the gameplay, in my opinion. So I just decided to go for stock fuels. But I have to say that I have cryogenic engines, so actually I have liquid fuel, oxidizer, and then I have liquid hydrogen and methane as well, plus all the consumables for Kerbalism to keep Kerbals alive. And so yeah, I'm landing on the ocean now. So let's fast forward to that. This engine is just liquid fuel oxidizer. It's a Valiant engine from Restock Plus, which is basically it's kind of like the swivel engine, but it's smaller. It's like a half the thrust. Alright, so let's complete our contacts. We have splashed down, so let's test the Valiant engine, perform tests, that's fantastic. And then let's activate the ET38K decoupler to our staging, which is what we got wrong last time. It's a CL because I'm playing with the Italian UI because I don't really remember how to switch language. So CL is just liquid fuel but in Italian. I pretty much figured out that everyone knows the UI by heart, so that shouldn't really be a problem apart from minor accidents like this one. Alright, let's recover the vessel, and I'm doing a normal recovery this time because I think this will be the last contract, so I want the money of the rocket back. We might have gone back to above 100,000 funds. Yes, we have 108,000 bucks. Nice. All those recovered money plus 0.3 science. Amazing. Now, let's get to design. Our objective is to build a bigger rocket. What we can get to orbit now is basically a single octo probe, which isn't really good for anything else besides collecting basic science, because at that point we can't even maneuver into orbit because we don't have the mass margin to... Is KSP crashing again? No. Wait. Okay. Because our rocket doesn't allow us to build a probe that can also have a maneuvering system. So this is let's say a 600 kilograms dummy payload, which is satisfactory for now. So now let's stack 2 tanks there, and then let's put a PUG engine, which is our go-to liquid fueled upper stage engine motor of choice for now, and this gives us a spectacular amount of delta V. We might even try to double this. Yeah, I'm building around this, which is more than a ton to orbit. Alright, then let's have a TD12. Now, what we want to do is we want to use the thumper booster because it's a single part, which allows us to have a lot of thrust and burn time in a single part, since the part count matters in early career. Now, we remember the trouble we had with the sounding rocket based on this booster, and the trouble I had in similar rockets in past careers, so I'm locating 4 big fins here. Now this will be a sustainer, so we will use grain geometry with longer burn time. The studs had high thrust and then degrades to a lower thrust, which should also contain G-forces. Or should I do the opposite? No, I'll do the opposite. I'll do the opposite because due to the atmosphere, basically. Now, this is not our finished rocket, since it might. No, that's not nearly enough to get into atmosphere because it has not even it doesn't have delta V. So what we are going to do, and what I was planning to do from the start, is we're gonna just add 2 more of these thumper boosters on the side to act as, well, boosters, like that. And it's too heavy for the launchpad. I was afraid of that, and it actually came to be, yeah, but at least the booster is, wait, let me see, what was I looking at? Oh yeah, the part count. 16 parts, of which 2 are dummy payload, which means we have a rocket in just 14 parts. So now let's choose a going geometry for this as well. Let's leave it that way. So now what I'll be doing is I will be adding a reaction wheel here and the prop core. Now I can't launch this just yet due to the weight limitation of the launchpad. That will require more money to be granted during Boeing contracts. But what I can do is I can test the rocket to see if it gets to orbit. Didn't even cost that much. Oh, I didn't quite check my staging, but it's looking pretty fine. Look at that acceleration. Maybe a lower thrust grain geometry would have been a good idea as well. Let's begin our gravity turn. Very stable, I like it. Clean staging. Another reason not to start your gravity turn too early is boosters falling back onto your rocket, which is something I'm so scared of. Oh, let's see our apogee. Oh god, our apogee is so high already. Let's burn for orbit. What an inefficient trajectory I'm following. But the trajectory is looking good. Yeah, this is. I'm pretty sure we get to orbit or almost there. Look at that velocity. This plume is a weird plume because I'm using Waterfall, but right now I'm running a simulation using Crash, and which messes up with basically all the graphics. So that's why they might be weird. Let's start our orbital insertion burn. I forgot it's gonna take a long time. But our periapsis is moving up. and so is our prograde marker. Oh, and we lost contact. That's a problem. And this will be a problem for long. Oh, look, we are entering up. That rocket, if I can fly it, can actually get me into orbit with more than a ton of payload. That's powerful. Now, I can't shut down the stage because I lost contact with the KSC, but the stage will just burn to depletion and leave me in a stable orbit. And what an orbit! Now this might actually be a problem. Alright, so we have a couple of objectives now. Grind more money to be able to actually get in this rocket on the pad, since it needs the pad to be upgraded to hold a rocket that's twice the total, the maximum allowed mass. Let's save this and let's call it the previous rocket was called Pond, so let's call this Marsh 1, Marsh A. And the other thing we have to do is to somehow establish a relay, preferably using the Pond A rocket. Now let's see. Now we do not have any contract for a relay satellite around Kerbin. Do we have any decent part testing contract that can really bail us out? Splash down, ground, splash down, flying. So now these are all boring and not very rewarding. Let's see if we can. Let's see if Cleversat offers any bonus, any lucrative contract. We don't get any money in advance, so we can't upgrade the pad with that money if we wanted to. What did I spend the money on? And in any case, nothing would actually give us enough money to do anything worldly. Stable orbit, not even that. Any strategy? Nope. So it's back to grindy science, and I don't know what I spent all of this money on. Maybe it was that simulation? So it's back to power testing, since unless I can get any achievement, I don't think so. So let's do the 2 contracts for doing stuff on the ground. since they are the easy ones. Let's get the chip probe. Then we have to do the TD06 decoupler. The small heat shield. Alright, it's done. Do not save. Warp to completion. Then I'm also maybe gonna recover a couple of vehicles from previous launches to get some money back into our treasury. Alright. Warp to completion of the vehicle. Yes. Roll out 33 seconds. Launch. Alright. Perform test. That's a contract done. And then let's stage. Yep, we have to use the staging controls, I guess. There we go. Normal recovery, we are not getting that stay button back. Then let's recover the debris we left behind. And now that's not lucrative, but now let's see what these vehicles are. And maybe I'll recover them to get the money back. The money from the parts back. Yeah, that's 3,000 funds. That's like a couple of contracts. Of course I'm recovering that. Maybe I can put everything together and recover everything at once. Also, it will be a good. Also, I will see what every vehicle is without having to load them every time because I don't remember. Oh, this is another testing thingy which I can't merge due to the root part being weird. Soda 3 is a solid rocket motor. Now let's cancel edits. We will roll them out and then recover them one by one. Unless I get a contract that is something of like that. No. Right, warp to reconditioning. Oh god, this contains an experimental part. So I'm gonna launch this other one instead, and keep the one with the survival for later. No recovery. And we got, well, 1k. Let's do that again. We are really fighting for these scraps. But once we get like 70,000 more funds, we can then really step up the game. Even more funds. Alright, now let's see what we have here. I might try to do one of these because I'm kinda desperate at the moment. Because these pay me a lot. For example, this one is a test on the Mark 12R radial mounted parachute. Altitude between 4 and 9 kilometers, that's pretty chill. Also the low velocity is quite slow. So I'll actually accept it. Also, let's see what else can we do. Maybe I'll do this later. Well, let's get both of these because they pretty much pay well and they look very doable. I don't think I'll do both of them in the same flight though. But probably I will be able to do both of them with the same vehicle. From the last experience, I learned that I don't have to be that conservative with the design, and that I have to use liquids, especially now that the velocity is an important thing to control. Also, we got cheaper tanks this time. That's a plus. Valiant engine. Let's go for a bobtail. Then let's have some fins. Let's rotate these fins a bit. Shift them. Like that. Now we are very stable. And now let's add stuff. First of all, we have, what do we have here? We need the Mark 12R parachute, which is this one. Mark 12, Mark 12. Oh, it's actually two separate parachutes. It's the drop chute and the big parachute. So I'm gonna stick both of them here. Now, do I need anything else? Well, as far as science goes, I really don't think so. Hello there, Lopo. There isn't really much science that can be done. Special reading is pretty much done. Well, not really. I'll configure this to have a barometer. Oh, now I have the might experiment. When did I get that? Apparently I can't configure it to have a barometer, I don't know why, so I'll get an external one. Like that. Then I'll put 2 batteries, because why not? And finally an antenna. Now we have to carefully plan the mission. So the first parachute to go off will be the big one, when we are still fast, and then hopefully we will still be in the range for the small parachute. Yeah, it pretty much seems doable. Right, let's call this Sawdust 5, and let's build this contraption. Let's swap to completion. Design. Someone would be proud, even though there aren't any hexagons in here. But anyways. Is the sun rising? No, it isn't. So we'll make it rise. Okay, we'll be launching at dawn. I just need a little bit of light. I don't like to launch into darkness. Now, these contracts that require you to manage both your speed and altitude are tricky, but let's do them smartly. So first of all, we'll do the big parachute, the Mark II R. No, wait, I got them mixed up. Okay, first we will deploy the dog chute, of course. It will be at like 4 kilometers. Okay, we'll launch. We'll reach a velocity of around 200 meters per second, then we'll keep it there. When we are at 4 kilometers, we will deploy the first parachute, dog chute, and then when we slow down, we will deploy the big one. All right, let's go. Let's reach 200 meters per second. Alright. Let's keep the speed there until we get to 4 kilometers. Perfect. Staging the other one. We got both of them. Oh, the barometer. I didn't activate it. Come on, automation. Set was time to waiting, and I didn't meet any condition. But heck yeah, we got a lot of fundings. Lots of funds. And we're gonna pretty much land back on the pad. Average speed of the flight, 0. Oh, that's fast. I'll have to do a powered landing, I guess. Set to radio altitude. We did a propulsive landing. And we cover to VAB because we want to refly it. So in the end, we got both contracts in the same flight. Wasn't expecting that. Now, let's see. Now it's just now that I did a couple of them, maybe it will offer me more. Now let's see. Splashdown, that's tedious, but doable maybe if I want. This is cheap. This is doable. It's kind of like the other one. It happens much higher, but I can use more or less the same techniques. Hello there, C7. And this one is cheap. You missed. So basically, you missed a couple of sounding rockets and a simulation of flight of our upcoming big rocket for 1 ton to low Kerbal in orbit. But we have to upgrade the pad before because it's too heavy, so we needed to get the money for that. So we're doing some very difficult contracts like testing parachutes, that sort of stuff. Now this is very high altitude and kinda high speed, so I'm not doing it. And however, this is just a transport contract. But there's the issue with the speed, unless you realize I'm grabbing the Juno one, and then I'm also grabbing one for something at the launch site. Oh, this is just a transport contract as well. But no, I'm testing the heat shield or the decoupler. What pays me more? They are basically the same thing, but the decoupler pays more. Right. Finish recovering sawdust 5. Edit. Okay, so we need. Okay, I'll keep the parachutes there. Then we need a 3D thread decoupler here. and a Juno engine. So I'm putting the barometer here, and I'm getting a Juno engine. Fantastic. Save edits. Let's recondition the pad, and then the speed at which we need to perform the test is very slow, but it's quite high up. Did I fill the tanks? I definitely didn't. Nope, I hadn't. Now I have. Okay, we can resume our work. There. We'll be launching at midday apparently. Well, I have to remove the experimental parachutes and install a normal one, which means I have to do the trick with the gear there again, which probably will add 2 days to the integration process because welding a new part on is something absolutely complicated that can't be achieved quickly. Let's get it. Okay, then let's offset it into a proper place, like that. It looks ugly, but it's necessary. Parachute, where is it? Utility. I don't understand what this camera is. This little maneuver will cost us 3 hours. We still launch by the evening, apparently. That's acceptable. DAB, roll out. This time it's all going well. Let's go. I didn't check my staging, so I'll do that now. Okay, first we'll activate the decoupler and the main engine, then the parachute, and finally the Juno engine. Also, I'll already open the panel for the Juno so that I can perform the test when I need to do so. Let's decouple the TD12 and let's launch. That's a contract done. Now I get to around 10 kilometers at full thrust, and then I throttle back to get within the speed requirements. Well, I'm throttling back here now. Our forces are starting to get felt. Perform test. Fantastic. Oh, the thing is waiting. Let's see if we can get some reading from above the water. Or any other biome for that matter. Hey, we're going far. You really feel the absence of the atmosphere at this altitude. Nice. And with the barometer is running. I love it. And it's flying low over the western sea. That will give us some sweet science points. I don't think there's any science node on our reach quite yet, but this science won't hurt. Also, maybe we'll collect it when splashed down. It's not joining our battery, is it? No, it isn't. Maybe I should have set the parachute for a higher deploying altitude due to this long runtime of the barometer, but there will be other occasions. Now, we can't control the vehicle anymore, but the barometer is still running, yes, so I'm gonna time warp until it finishes. Run out of storage space, so let's recover to VAB. And let's see where our funds got. Probably to around 145,000. So a couple more of these might give us the possibility to both upgrade the pad and launch again. Alright, done. Done. Oh, we can technically upgrade right now. But I also need to have some money left to launch my rocket for the contract, since they don't have any advance. But these are now these test contracts are flowing kinda smoothly. Let's see what we have. A thumper at the launch site, that's cheap. This is splash down, so it's tedious. Same here. This is cheap. This is a suborbital trajectory that's kind of hard. Mostly for the altitude, I don't want to have to try it more than once. This is a transport contract. I don't know what to feel about it. Same here. But 1.5 kilometers per second is fast, especially at those altitudes. I mean, that's basically the altitudes we were cruising at with the previous rocket. That's more of a contract for an orbital rocket, not a suborbital one. And another on a high suborbital trajectory. This is an escape trajectory. This is completely outside our reach for now. Now I do something with an advanced, but the clever sats, which are the concepts we are aiming at afterwards, do not have any advance. So I can't do them. Well, let's do one last round of path testing. So we have to achieve a high suborbital trajectory for the fairing and the staged coupler. So let's accept both contracts. It's just a transport contract. And let's assemble a suborbital rocket, but this time I'll also test it, simulate it before I launch it, since I don't want any surprise, unless the rocket is very cheap. So, basic probe, then the things I have to transport are coupler and a fairing. This is the fairing we will transport. Then this is our decoupler, the TT12, or faithful TT12 decoupler. And then I'm betting one of these boosters will be enough. We just need to get to 240,000 kilometers, which is high, but not too much. I think it's doable if we don't screw up and say go off course. I'm getting this grain geometry, the one with the lowest thrust, and then I'm simulating this thing. Sim setup cost, sim cost is acceptable. Let's go. We have just one objective, point straight at the sky and go. We just need to go high. Besides, it's a solid fuel rocket, so it's just point and click. Right, SAS launch. Simulation active. We are getting some aero effects. Velocity is increasing. It's increasing a lot. Perhaps this is going up, or it's going fast. Yeah, it's most definitely. Yeah, that was not a good design. We just went too fast. So what I want to do is I want to increase the fairing size to include the whole vehicle. Because, man, this is a very low withstandable temperature. Well, but in general... Oh wait, I had the wrong grain geometry. And also I'm extending the fairing to include the entire probe. Better. Let's call this Sawdust 6. And let's start another simulation. And if this doesn't work, well, I'll just use I'll just lower the thrust multiplier on the SRB. It's not like I can do anything else about it. Just need to get out of the thick part of the atmosphere quickly. I think we can make it. Oh god, no. No. Well, we still got 130 kilometers. So 10-minute simulation. And let's set this to 70. This will also help like with drag and aimlessly fighting the atmospheric drag. Wait, that's the modified vehicle, that's the old fairing. Yeah, I have to save it before I simulate it. At least it's not the real thing. It also means wrong in geometry and everything else. Let's keep it 69. Edit fairing. Sawdust. 6. Save. So grain geometry like that. 69%. Nice. Start simulation once again, and I'm confident about this one. Like last time we barely made it. We were almost out of the thick part of the atmosphere and then we exploded. So now with these modifications, we are much more likely to succeed. The start is much more slow. But the atmosphere is fighting back nonetheless. Let's see what our upper axis is like. 70 kilometers, 80, 90, 100. We are overheating. Come on, I know you can do it. 200 kilometers, 240. We are over 300. 400. 500. 600. 700. 800. Oh god, this is a beast. This is a beast. I found the perfect mix. Even if the booster overheats and explodes, the payload is still gonna make it to orbit, I guess, so that's excellent. Add it to build list in its 76%, 69, etc. form. Now, I wanted to see. First of all, where the hell did the might come from? rocketry. Weird. So what antennas do we have? Because I want to build a relay network and I need to see if I have good antennas. A small variant antenna convert of flash, cam and comic with effectively low power sense transmitters. That's a transmitter, not a repeater. Survival gave us antennas like this one, which is obviously not a repeater. These one are not repeaters. So now we can't build a relay network just yet, but we will maybe be able in one of the next nodes. No, is this an antenna? No, it's a gyroscope. These are parachutes. This is a micro antenna. This is one of those weird antennas that require a reflector. Same here. And then we have our dear HG5 high gain antenna, which will make a perfect relay. Perfect relay. But first, we have to get that science and that contract done. Further conditions, let's get Sawdust 6 built. Boy, the SRB is taking time. Done. Rollout 49 minutes. That's rollout times are starting to increase, just like the rocket I mentioned. And let's swap Dawn. And let's launch the rocket. Alright, SAS and ignition. Well, not really. Recover to VAB. Let's see what crash part means. Okay, no, not tech. Well, to complete. Another hour. Then we'll have to replace the booster with another one probably. Edit. Now I had clicked on the option to trash the booster, so let's see what this does. No idea. Okay, for fins, going geometry is selected, source limiter is set, fins are done, save edits, and we can once again go up to the completion of this one. Well, it's actually quite good to perform all of these flights using the thumper, since our orbital rockets will do 3 of them. So gaining experience with them and building up the reliability is sure good. It's moving along the colorway towards the pad. And it got there. Thinking about it, I could have included a barometer there to get some high altitude science while I'm there, but I guess I forgot. SAS and lunchtime. This time for real. And fingers crossed, and let's hope everything goes as planned. Then let's hope everything goes like the simulations. We have aerodynamic effects. Our upsis hit 100 kilometers just now. Our overheating gauge appeared dangerously close to maximum, but we met our upper abscissa requirements. Fuel is almost gone through. Overheating is receding. We are saved. We did it. Alright, now, when do I have to perform a test? Between 240 and 250 kilometers, so now let's wait. And first I will transport this pairing, which will basically take care of by itself. Boy, what a trajectory. There. Next milestone will be the TD12S test, which is soon. Did I hit this spacebar too soon? Oh, come on, that can't be real. No, that can't be real. Oh, come on. I don't want to believe this. Kill me. Prop died. We are hitting apoapsis. Now we are aimlessly orienting. The fairing is sure is an excellent hit shield. How many Gs did we take? 29.5. I don't know, I can't believe I missed the contacts for such a stupid thing. Well, I guess I'll grab a similar one to finance a second flight. And then will just end the streaming because we'll have done enough stuff. Okay, so active there is this one. Also, 3 science points, that's interesting. Now what do we have on a suborbital trajectory? Escape trajectory, splash down, on the ground, flying above Kerbin, splash down, flying above Kerbin, flying above Kerbin, flying above Kerbin. So we don't have anything. So what can I do from these? Actually nothing. I'll just do the contracts and call it a day. There is no second contract I can do while reflying the mission. And I have to remove the fairing from the design because that's not a part I have researched, which also means that I'm changing prop core to this one because there's a better tolerance to temperature. Now I'm afraid it can't really stand the temperature, so I am getting a nose cone, I guess. Yeah, nose cone. This one, put it there. Select a variant that doesn't suck like this. Save it. And I simulate first. Is the booster on the right settings? Yes, it is. I simulate it first because you never know. And I'll also follow it until contact completion. Even if that costs money, I do not want to waste another flight. Let's go. So far, so good. Yeah, no problem so far. We are getting a hit gauge on the nose cone and on the probe as well. The apoapsis. Yeah, I'm putting a heat shield there. I don't care if it's blunt, but I'm putting there a heat shield. Okay, this one. Save design, flight. And let's see what happens now. Now see, that means that simulation was actually quite useful. Flying. Let's monitor our apoapsis, it's growing. Now it's gonna start to skyrocket. 70 kilometers, 80, 90, 100. We are going much lower than before. Overheating. Apoapsis requirements met. Shutdown. Yeah, you can really see that the blunt nose really kept back performance, but by a lot. But in any case, we are gonna meet the requirements of the contract in anyways, since there was plenty of margin. Now what we need to do is to actually stage at the right moment. Alright, let's wait. Oh, that's what I got wrong. This is not the TD12 stage decoupler. I need to fly the TS12 stage separator, which is a different part that doesn't just decouple that decouples not just from one side but from both sides. It's this thing that we have to test. Ah, now I get. Of course. What a bloody fool. bloody full. Now, these contracts are kind of misleading. Like, there could be like a checkbox for you have the correct part on board to perform the test, so that I can see it right on launch site. But anyways, let's save the changes to Sawdust 6. Let's build one. And let's go fly it. Come on, this is also all experience on flying sample solid rocket motors. Our finances are in pretty good shape. These much more daring contracts have actually paid off. And vehicle build, rollout, 50 minutes of rollout time. Launch. No time to lose. Engage SAS. Stage. Oh, oh, wait. Is this? I didn't check my staging. It's pointless to continue the mission. For one time, I don't check my staging. It's wrong. Yeah, Scott Manley is of course right. I decoupled the booster during the when I also lit it. So now it's gone. And I have to build another one. Fortunately, I'm not losing money as I'm doing this because the contract just paid me so much I can actually afford to do it. But seriously, isn't there anything else I can do? This is too slow. Yes, this will be the last mission I fly doing this streaming. Escape trajectory. Yeah, despite all odds, I'm here, still gaming. Hammer. Some splashdown thingy. Yeah, I'm keeping with my original plan. Perfect. Walk to completion. That's a very nice idea, Lobo. Good night. May Tengu bless you with the eternal blue skies as well. Now, the skies aren't quite blue here, they are pitch black, but I don't even care. I just want to get this mission done. We are so close, come on! This time everything is set to be right. Right, now the staging is correct. Five kilometers. 6, 7, 8 kilometers. 9 kilometers, 10, 600 meters per second. Let's start monitoring our apoapsis. 40 kilometers of apoapsis. 60. Let's remove some notifications. Alright. 100 kilometers of apoapsis. Heating effects. Overheating. We have achieved our apoapsis goals. Booster is depleted. Nothing exploded. We are on track. We have entered space. We are about to enter the test altitude in like 5 seconds, a little bit more. Let's keep an eye on test conditions. Met. Contact completed. We have correctly performed the test, finally. We now have some new strategies available. I guess this is an effect of our increased reputation. Our name is famous in the world. We have 186,000 funds. We will use 150,000 to upgrade the launchpad, and then the rest will go towards our rockets, which will be like 10,000 funds each. So I might dare to actually build one of these and launch one of the bigger rockets like next time. Let's do a little bit of planning. More specifically, I want to see which orbits I'm required to reach. Also, I don't really have a feeling for how much delta V that might require, because this is a new Kerbin. This is the JNSQ, everything is bigger. So I might want to see what the altitudes are to make some calculations for next time. So we have I guess, okay, these are almost as far as moon, so they are, I won't do them, but this one seems quite doable. It's at around 2,000 to 3,000 kilometers by the Astronomical Survey Society, so the orbital inclination isn't that bad. I hope it can be achieved by Park engine with the fuel itself carries on board. Yeah, it's this one. It has a decent pay. but that will be stuff for next time. Until then, I hope your lunch streamings are during the daylight, and I'll see you next time. Bye.